Well, my aunt and uncle, my aunt for all her life has been a very independent person. I've never really had to worry about their well-being or taking care of them. And then all of a sudden, things changed. I was at work and I received a telephone call from their accountant. And he began to tell me this sordid tale that it was almost unbelievable to me.
Well, a typical foreign lottery scam would be someone either is solicited over the telephone or they receive a mailing that says they're a big winner of a sweepstakes.
But they always ask you to send a fee or a processing fee or tax to claim this prize.
Older consumers tend to be targeted by scammers because sometimes they're more trusting, sometimes they're alone.
And these scammers, once they find somebody who's vulnerable like that, they dive in. Well, when I first walked into their house, the first thing I noticed was that things which were normally very orderly were in disarray. There were bills laying all over the house. There were papers everywhere. My aunt, who always presented herself very well, was disheveled. Her hair was unkempt. At first, I tried to talk to them and explain to them what was going on. And unfortunately, they're at the age where they don't remember things too well. We told them countless numbers of times. I remember one time I went over there when I first started becoming aware of the magnitude of this, and it was almost as though they were in denial. They didn't want to hear it. So I had a very forceful conversation with them. I explained to them basically that they were broke, that they were highly in debt. This was so serious that they're, probably going to lose their house, and that this is a scam. There is nothing for free. You're not going to win money. And I thought that I had done a good job, but then I went away, came back the next month, and it was still going on. It's almost as though the second I leave, I know that the phone was going to ring and they would be talking to them again. And it's almost as though they have now gotten to the point where they recognize them as friends, almost family members, really.
Once the con man or con woman get involved in victimizing you, they're going to try to continue to do that. So they may say, you have to pay this amount now to receive your prize. You may pay a certain amount, but then something else may come up.
The scammers told them that they had won brand new BMWs. And all they had to do was pay for the taxes and the storage fees. And of course, they didn't have the money at the time to do that. So they said, well, you don't need the other cars, so just sell those cars, use that money to pay the taxes and the storage fees, and we'll deliver your new BMWs to you. They sold the cars and gave the proceeds to these people. And here they are with no means of transportation. And this is despite every effort that we have made and every attempt we've made to explain to them what they're doing and how harmful it is to them.
And I've seen people, when we even tell them that they've been victimized, and it's heartbreaking, sometimes they still believe they're going to get their winnings.
I remember going over there at Christmas Eve, it was, to check on them. And I walked into their house, and I remember looking around. There was a loaf of bread on the counter, and inside the freezer there was one frozen pizza, and there was no other food in the house. And I remember seeing my aunt just in tears, and I said, "What's wrong?" And she said, "We don't have any money for food." And I said, "Do you know how much money you've sent them?" "Well, a couple $1,000. I said, "No. $750,000. Let's try." "No, that's impossible." I said, "It's not impossible. If you add up all the loan money, the proceeds from your cars." I said, "You even remember selling your car?" "Well, yeah, I remember that." "Where did the proceeds go? Do you remember that?" "Well, I can't remember." They don't remember. As we age, I think we lose that ability to make good judgments, and we start to need help from our family. I just want to get them into an environment where they they can enjoy their lives and not have to worry and at least prevent any more bleeding. The only way we're going to do this is just remove their ability to send the money to these people. Essentially put them into a conservatorship where they no longer have control over their financial matters. And that was the only way that we could stop this scam from going on. The best advice I would give is to be aware. If you see a change in habits of caring for themselves, either their personal hygiene or perhaps the house is a mess, they're not cleaning their house as they used to. If you see signs of mail or envelopes starting to pile up, if they're having troubles paying their bills, these are all signs that they should be checked. I got involved way too late. I wish I had become aware. I wish somebody would have made me aware earlier on. I would have intervened and perhaps, saved the house or saved something or prevented them from suffering the way that they've been suffering. So that is why I'm so passionate about it.